Hello, you beautiful people. If you noticed, I'm not actually doing this live today. I've been called away on some secretive special mission. I'm helping Reese today. So what it is, I've done a pre-record just so you guys can go over some stuff. And I thought what a good idea about doing a pre-record is we can go over some of the points that we've covered in previous things, just to have a quick revisit. And it may help you ask the questions and satisfy some answers with why you joined the program in the first place, what you want the program to actually take you away to, and also it gives you hopefully it will help to keep you motivated and stay in that interested field of motivation again. So it's always good to revisit things, especially depending on where you are in the program. But if you're at the very start, it's always nice to sort of like reinvigorate yourself. If you're in the midway, it's always good to have a little bit of a reflect and to see where you've come from and reassess where you want to go with it. And then if you're at the end of the program or coming towards the end of the period of time you're on Move More, it's always nice to see where you've came from. And then to realise what you're actually capable of as well. It's always nice to reevaluate our goals and our aspirations, especially when we're doing something that may be new to us or something that we're out of the habit of doing, like fitness. It keeps us moving in the right direction. It also helps us to evaluate our motivations helps to evaluate our goals, just to see whether we'd set them too easy. We may have surprised ourselves. We may have set goals that are too easy to complete, and we might then be looking at new goals that we need to put on or to look forward to. We could have also gone the other way and set the goals too high, too aspirational, too out of our means. And it's always good to check on those to make sure that they are appropriate. And we can always go back to the way that we've set our goals before if we've used the SMART target method of specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and timely. And if you're interested in those SMART targets, please go back to any of the Q&As that we've covered on those before, because we've done it quite a lot. But if not, yet again, stick your name in there, or stick your comments in the questions in the comments below. It's hard to find my words today. So stick your comment or stick your questions in the comments below, and I can give you a quick rehash on the SMART targets. So where we're looking at revisiting goals and looking at our motivations again, a good question is to ask yourself is whether your motivation to exercise is the same as when you started out. Now, sometimes, and I would say the majority of the time, people start new exercise and new health habits because they want to lose weight, because they want to be fitter, and that kind of thing. Now, ask yourself whether that is still the motivation why you do the exercises and the workouts in the morning, or whether you follow the recipes that Rach and Sophie do. And probably the answer for that is change slightly. So where your initial motivation was to lose weight or to become fitter, your motivation now to probably do the exercises is because you actually enjoy them, because you see that they are instantly beneficial. They raise your mood. They allow you to be more in tune with your emotions. They help you to regulate that kind of stuff. So if you are looking at that now as your new motivation, maybe your targets need to be changed around by that. If you're struggling with motivation, on the other hand, and you're not tending to miss out exercises or workouts, yet again, return to that initial question that you asked yourself of the 5 whys. Why do you want to exercise? Well, it's because I want to lose weight or I want to become fitter. And then ask yourself why you want to become fitter and why it's important for you to lose weight. And ask yourself those questions and keep asking why you want to do what you want to do, until you get to a point where there's an emotion, where there's a feeling of, oh, actually, that is the real reason. Using that real reason can then allow you to motivate yourself using that base core emotion. But really, it's all about all about realizing it's about you. It's not about someone else's goals. It's not about someone else's targets. It's about your goals. It's about your targets, and it's about your fitness. Another good way of looking at your motivation as well is understanding how you're motivated. And there's two understandings of motivation. One of them is because you want to achieve something, and the other way is motivating yourself because you don't want to fail at something. Now, these two motivations, they aren't hardwired, they aren't completely black and white. Sometimes you're motivated to achieve, sometimes you're motivated because you don't want to fail. But most of the time we veer to one rather than the other. And that is a trait that we hold in ourselves. And these can be changed, these can be moderated, and by the way we look at things. So the way that it's been studied before is that when you're motivated by a need to achieve, it's normally because it's an internal thing. It's because the way you feel and the way you want to promote it. The fear of failure is normally because a constraint or an opinion or a perception has been put on you, and you don't want to disappoint that person who's put that perception on you. Now, if someone is wanting you to be a certain way or want to be a certain version of yourself, and you're motivated to try and find that, their opinion can change. Their opinion can change without them telling you. So where you're heading in a direction which you think that they want you to be in, you could actually be moving in a direction where they actually don't want you to be. So there is always this miscommunication between what people perceive you to be and what you perceive them that you want. So what I'm saying is, if you are motivated by a fear of failure and not to appease someone, then maybe try and changing your opinions or try and change your motivation to something that you want to achieve and something that's important to you, because that doesn't change very often. That doesn't change very quickly. And if it does change, then you're the first person you're telling anyway. So trying to be motivated by this need to achieve is more internal. It gives you, when you achieve it, it gives you more self-satisfaction. Trying to do something for someone else, you may feel happy because you've pleased them, but you don't get that feeling of self-satisfaction that you've done something for yourself. And you also get a greater sense of task completion. Now, task completion is, and we've gone over this in previous Q&As, task completion is a real good motivator. When we complete tasks, as humans, we release these neurochemicals, norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, all these feel-good, happy drugs that released into your brain when you complete a task. And that takes us back into ancient days when, you know, we had to motivate ourselves to go out and feed ourselves. We had to motivate ourselves to complete tasks. And that's what we still have inbuilt into us. It gives you this greater sense of confidence because you're more set to complete tasks. All of these things are just tools, pieces of knowledge to help us maintain motivation throughout the program. And I suppose that's really the aim of this as well, is to notify us, or to make us understand what we can get at the end of the program. You know, Move More is a 12-week supported program, and you can continue on using the Facebook program, but we also try to influence people that there's more activity out there that you can try and find. It's an introduction. Move More is just, as I suppose, an introduction to exercise to get you back into that knowledge of importance, creating a journey, creating a habit into exercise, allowing you to realise that there is a potential for you to achieve the markers that you set down and the tasks that you've set down in Move More for either weight loss or fitness gain, or, you know, one of those core values that you've found inside yourself. And to promote that into something bigger and better and something that more longevity. So during the program, whether you're at the start, middle, or end, you need to realize that there's a way that you want to go. And keeping this target, keeping these motivations, keeping this task orientation to achieve things will help you do that. As I said, we'll support you further on Facebook. So it's not a case of we, at the end of the 12-week program, we usher you out and bring a new wave of people in. We think that the community that we've built on Facebook is really good. It's really supportive. People interact with each other, and that's an important motivator yet again to keeping people adhering to exercise. But part of our job as coaches, part of our job as people to support you during your through the time in Move More, is also giving you some signposting, so giving you some directions at the end of the program, so you can go on and do exercise in your own right and be more sort of self-supported. Because sorry, I'm just reading my notes, but because we want people to go out and be more active and join clubs and be part of activities, to be influenced by doing further activity, finding something that is important to something that you want to do after Move More, or even while you're on the Move More program, is really important for your motivation. Having this extra activity or idea of having an extra activity, it provides you some basic needs. One, it gives you this continual idea of progression, motivating yourself to be more capable at things, applying yourself to different skills, gives you this sense of mastery, gives you this sense of ability to achieve things in different rights. We'll also signpost you towards things that are accessible. A big barrier for people going on to do further activities is accessing something that is local, something that is not too costly, and something that it can actually that is easy to transition into. And that, as part of our job as well-being coaches, is a vital part of it. And the other good thing about joining these clubs, and what we try to press on in the Move More program, is the sense of community, the sense of social bonding. And it's great. It makes our days as coaches when we see the amount of interaction that is between different clients and different members of the program. It helps us. It makes our job easier if people are more interacting with each other. And I suppose if you were going out to do exercise as well, try and get your own community involved. Try and get friends involved. Trying to get family involved. It's all part of maintaining this healthy habit of exercise and of health and of well-being. Because it is difficult. It is a difficult thing to do. It's something that we've not been, we don't learn this as a child. It's not impressed on us that it's important. And I think as we get older, as we realise that we're more vulnerable to ill health through poor fitness and health and well-being, it becomes more important for us to maintain this. But it is also important for us to realise that it is our job, it is our duty to look after our bodies. We only have one at the end of the day. And that level of accountability and understanding that you're susceptible to ill health through not exercising, through not being healthy, not providing yourself the best tools to future-proof your body against moving forward in time, is massively important. Trying to remember your core motivations, that 5 questions that you're asking yourself to find that baseline of information, or baseline of motivation, should I say. And we try to help you with these throughout your coaching calls, throughout the Q&As. Then they're all tools that you can take away with you and further yourself through these kind of transitions into further exercise. And most of the stuff that we use, it's all used by top athletes. The SMART targets that we impress upon you, that's devised from or used specifically in top level sports. The motivational tools that we use, the scheduling, the task orientation. Yet again, top line athletes have realized that this is an important thing to keep them motivated. They in turn constantly revisit their motivations and goals just to make sure that they're working in the right direction, that they're progressing themselves forward all the time. And they try to develop this growth style mindset. This growth style mindset of not looking at their motivations because they're afraid to fail, but actually looking at the motivations because they want to achieve. And that's what we try to set out, and that's what we want to impress upon our members. So don't forget, all your coaches are here to help you. They're all here to give you a hand with the rest of the program. And if you've got any issues, any queries that arise throughout your program, throughout your journey to fitness and health, then we're here to help. We like to have that interaction with our members. So there you go. It's only a quick one for this week. As I said, I'm on a secret mission with Reese, off away somewhere else. So hopefully, the normal service will resume next week. Hopefully, it's not been too much of a disappointment not having a weather report, even though it has been raining most of the day. But there you go. Okay then, guys. Hopefully have a good week and a good weekend, and I'll speak to you next week. Cheers. Bye.